Earlier, I sat down with Kathleen Kuhn, the CEO of HouseMaster, a home inspection service. All right, people really underestimate the importance of home inspectors, and clearly in this market it's important. But how do you find a good one?
Well, that's a great question, because there really is just no easy way. You have to ask the questions. You have to do your homework. There are associations, which is a good first step.
And they have great websites, too. You can just go online and Google it and find people who are members of
Absolutely.
groups.
But those are just the first steps. I mean, credentials still vary after that, and even in state licensing, credentials vary. So regardless, you want to find maybe the association member and a state license inspector, but you want to ask questions.
Like what?
You want to ask, what was the initial training of the inspector? What is the ongoing training of the inspector? And what access to technical support do they have? Because things change. They run into unusual things. You want to make sure that they know what they're doing and they're current. We always recommend you ask, are they annually tested? Because very many memberships or state licensing, just it's a one-time test, and 15 years later, they're never being tested again.
Technology changes, the materials change.
Absolutely.
The houses are quite different. All right,
yes.
let's talk a little bit about the process. Let's say you find somebody you like, maybe they're accredited, maybe you find that they're a member of a good organization, up to date on everything. Then when you use them, you have to go with them, right?
You really should. A home inspection is really not just a laundry list of what's wrong with the house. It's an education on the house. So a professional home inspector is going to educate them on how to maintain the home. They're going to tell them type of systems, how to operate many of the systems in the home. It is a really good investment in their time.
All right. And of course, there are red flags out there. Sometimes I think that some of the home inspectors out there, they're more loyal to the real estate industry than they are to the homeowners they're doing the service for. What do you think are the possible pitfalls out there?
Well, that's one of the questions that we get a lot, and we always say, regardless of where you get a referral from, friends, families, professionals, you really have to ask the questions. Ask if the inspector will guarantee his work, which says that, I really believe I'm going to be unbiased, I'm going to do my very best on the inspection, and that's in the consumer's best interest.
And you don't want them to be related to the contractor, they have to be independent.
If they offer repairs, if they give you suggestions on who to get repairs, that's a big red flag.
One way that an inspector can be used right now in the marketplace is if you were trying to sell that home. Maybe you have an older home. Maybe systems could have gone bad. You go out, you hire an inspector, they give you a clean bill of health. You can use that as a selling tool, right?
Absolutely. Plus, nowadays, you can market the home as pre-inspected. At HouseMaster, we have icons you can put on the online listing, so you can identify, or a buyer can identify the house as pre-inspected. They can retrieve the report online, and, now the house stands out. And a really big issue is that you've eliminated a lot of the buyer issues. You're not going to lose that buyer, that 1 in 4 or few and far between buyer at the last minute.
Great information. Kathleen Kuhn, thanks for your help today.
Thank you.